From Indiana's #1 news source, this is Fox 59 Morning News.
Indianapolis unfortunately breaking its homicide record. A man's death on the near northeast side is the 180th homicide of the year. The message police have this morning.
The Gulf Coast braces for Hurricane Delta. I'm Caroline Shively in Lake Charles, Louisiana. I'll have details coming up.
And it's a Blue Friday here on Fox 59. The Colts take on the Browns this Sunday. We give you our predictions for the game.
Oh, that's right. We got to predict.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to see plenty of sun, but we can expect some showers. Maybe this weekend. Should be dry in Cleveland for that game. It's an outdoor game, so that's important. Good morning, everyone. On this Friday, I'm Scott Jones.
And I'm Jessica Hayes in for Lindy Thaxton. We've got Jim here now with your Friday forecast, looking ahead to the weekend. Yesterday, again, was gorgeous.
How about that? I'm in my spot. Can you believe that?
No.
Yeah, we're all in our spots.
Not rushing here at 6 a.m.
Everything is happening.
Yeah, what is going on here? You know what? We did enjoy a beautiful day. I thought yesterday was the best day of the week.
It was fantastic.
I mean, we hit the mid to upper 70s. Yesterday had low humidity, hardly any wind out there. Of course, the dry stretch continues. We're looking at our drought monitor now. Was updated yesterday morning. And I talked about it here in the 5 o'clock hour. And again, if you're just joining us, 89% of the state now abnormally dry. Of that 89%, 31% now on a moderate drought. So we are dealing with a long, hot, dry stretch of weather here. That continues, and we'll have another dry one here this afternoon. Now, a little cool out there to begin the morning, but we're back into the 80s later on today. Now, we are tracking rainfall, but not here. It's well to the south with Hurricane Delta now getting much closer to Louisiana. We'll start out cool and dry and clear, and a high today that should top out at 83 degrees. Another fantastic day if you like it warm. One thing to point out, it will start to get a little muggy here later on today and into tomorrow. You'll start to feel the heat and humidity. That's something for the weekend, so summer not done just yet. We'll have the latest on that, exactly how warm does it get tomorrow, and we're tracking rain on Sunday. Details on that coming up. Britt, over to you.
The Traffic Authority, powered by Tom Wood Automotive.
6:02, and we begin the hour with a couple of interstate problems. If you're just heading out in Hendricks County, we've been dealing with this for the past several hours. Eastbound I-74 still closed because of a jackknife semi from State Road 267 back to County Road 275. Westbound was closed earlier. That has since reopened, but still cannot access eastbound I-74. US 136 is a good alternate route until that does reopen. Taking a look at the big picture, we do have a new crash on the northeast side. 465 northbound near Fall Creek Road. That problem off on the left-hand side. We can see that shoulder and partially that left lane blocked because of that incident. The south split, though, as you head into the downtown area, is looking good. Scott?
All right, Britt, thank you. 6:03, IMPD police are investigating the city's latest shooting that brought the city to break an all-time homicide record.
And Fox 59's Bianca Reyes joins us. She's live in our newsroom with the latest case and how local officials are responding to this number. Good morning.
Good morning. Many are calling this a tragic milestone. Yesterday's shooting marks the 180th homicide in Indianapolis, and there's still more than 2 months left in the year. Police tell us they were patrolling the area of 30th and Keystone just before 6:30 when an officer came across what he thought was a car accident. IMPD later found out the man inside the car had been shot to death. Police believe the car was stopped before the man was shot, and right now officers have not released any details on the damage to the car that would point towards a potential drive-by shooting. This 180th homicide now surpasses the city's all-time record of 179 set back in 2017.
And you've heard me say it before. Learn how to resolve conflict resolution without picking up a handgun and firing someone. All of you have heard me say this before. You've heard it before. We're losing our young men and women at a rate throughout this country that is unacceptable. It is unacceptable.
As of this morning, police do not have a suspect, but they're asking anyone near the 30th and Keystone area between 6 and 7 p.m. yesterday to call police at 262-TIPS. Now, coming up in the next hour, I'll bring you reaction from both our Fraternal Order of Police and the city's mayor. For now, live in the newsroom, I'm Bianca Reyes, Fox 59 News.
Bianca, thank you. And right now, the search is on for a felon who police are calling armed and dangerous. Look at your screen. This is Michael Riddle. He was sentenced for dealing meth in Johnson County last month. He bonded out of jail and then didn't show up for his court hearing. Deputies from Johnson County went to follow up with family at a campground in Greenfield. That's when they say Riddle ran out of a home. Officers tried to chase him but lost sight of where he went. Johnson County officials called in Hancock County and Greenfield police for backup here. People in the area were warned to even stay inside, but at this hour, Greenfield police say they're confident Riddle is no longer in the area, though they didn't detail why they think that. They believe he may have been picked up by someone else in a car. There is a $1,000 reward for his arrest. If you see him, police ask you not to approach him. Call 911 instead or the Johnson County Sheriff's Department.
Federal agents say they stopped a scheme to kidnap Michigan's governor and overthrow the government. Now 13 people are facing charges. 6 people are accused of plotting to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Officials say the men planned to kidnap her from her vacation home before the election. The FBI learned through social media that the group was looking for violent ways to overthrow the government. The FBI says they believe the government violated their constitutional rights. Whitmer says they may have been inspired by President Trump.
Just last week, the President of the United States stood before the American people and refused to condemn white supremacists and hate groups like these 2 Michigan militia groups. Stand back and stand by, he told them. Stand back and stand by.
President Trump has since said he does condemn white supremacists and extremist groups. He spoke about Whitmer's comments last night on Fox News' Hannity.
And, you know, I see Whitmer today. She's complaining, but it was our Justice Department that arrested the people that she was complaining about. It was my Justice Department that arrested them. But instead, she goes and does her little political act, and she keeps her state closed.
7 more men who are believed to be associates of the militia group are also facing charges. They're also accused of planning and training for an attack on the Michigan state capitol.
A former FBI agent in Indiana gives us insight into a federal investigation like this one in Michigan. In this case, the federal complaint says a member of the militia group alerted law enforcement to the plot because he was worried about their plans to harm law enforcement officers. Well, here, Doug Coons affirmed these confidential relationships or informants do play very key roles. And as we said in the kidnapping plot of Governor Whitmer, the FBI became aware of the group on social media. Coons said authorities are not legally allowed to surveil just anyone. A person or group must make a specific articulated threat. To bring charges, a person or group must do something further still.
If somebody talks about robbing a bank, it's just talk right now, but when they go buy a ski mask to do it, you've just committed an overact and now you've committed conspiracy to rob a bank.
Coons adds he is concerned people may think of planning violent attacks considering the simmering political climate that we are in.
President Trump announcing his coronavirus diagnosis last week, but now the White House doctor says he has finished his coronavirus therapy and can return to public engagements as soon as Saturday, mentioning nothing about just typical drugs. The doctor says the president's physical examinations remain stable but provided no medical records. A White House spokeswoman saying President Trump has been working from the Oval Office. We've not seen him in public since he left the hospital Monday night, but he has posted several videos on Twitter like you see here.
The next presidential debate is scheduled for Thursday, but whether that will happen is still unclear. Now, we brought you this as breaking news yesterday morning. The Commission on Presidential Debates announced it would go virtual to limit the risk of coronavirus, but President Trump then pretty much immediately said he would skip that. He said he would not take part.
No, I'm not going to waste my time on a virtual debate. That's not what debating's all about.
And the Trump campaign suggested then pushing the final 2 debates back a week each, but the Biden campaign declined that, saying the dates were set long in advance.
We set the dates. I'm sticking with the dates. I'm showing up. I'll be there. And in fact, if he shows up, fine. If he doesn't, fine.
Now, the Biden campaign later said he would use the date to answer questions still from voters. He scheduled a town hall for Philadelphia that night.
Vice President Mike Pence will not be back in Indiana today after all. He was supposed to vote early at the city-county building in downtown. That's been postponed. A senior political advisor to the vice president said it is not health-related, just a scheduling issue. The former Indiana governor was on the campaign trail yesterday after debating Senator Kamala Harris Wednesday night. He's going to be back on the road heading to Florida tomorrow. Time right now is 6:09. Still ahead, we continue our Hispanic Heritage Month coverage. This morning, we're looking at ways to support Latinx students in the classroom.
The new steps from local colleges to tackle education disparities.
And Hurricane Delta expected to make landfall sometime today. How some southern states are preparing for yet another storm. Plus, we check in with Indiana Task Force 1.